Hey guys, what are you doing today? We decided to come see a new restaurant in Corozal, and it's super crowded. There are cars parked all the way up and down the mountain. We finally sit down after almost 3 hours waiting. By now, I'm waiting that the food will be delivered by unicorns and has drops of gold all around the food. Actually, any breadcrumbs would do right now. Okay, it's an adventure. So about 20 minutes for them to just grab what we want, and basically half of the stuff we had in the menu, they don't have it. But then they said that the menu that they provide digitally is an old menu, but they don't have the new menu. And then they said it might take an hour and a half for us to get the food after 3 hours waiting. What a disaster. We are at McDonald's now because we are starving. Now, I don't usually rant about business at all because I don't think most of the time it's not fair in the sense of it's so hard to have a business. I know that very well. So I always give them some leeway. But in this case, it was a 0 out of 10. The problem here is the following. First of all, you have to set limits and you have to have good communication with everybody. Why? Because you could see that the waiters were trying their best. There's nothing bad to say about the waiters. They were trying, but there was no communication. So this thing about not having this or not having that, they didn't know. And then it took like half an hour just to come back and say they didn't have that. There were tables with 10 people there not being served at all. It took us half an hour to get the water only. Put a leader that can run the staff, run the communication with clients. One of the patrons actually got a piece of paper and started writing down the names of the people that were in line. And, it gets very confusing because there was a lot of people. And most of all, if there's going to be a date that you're going to get a lot of people in your restaurant, have the right staff, the right number of staff, or put a limit to how many people you're going to accept. Don't just take everyone in and think that they are going to wait for how long it is. For you to have an idea, when we decided to leave, we still asked, but how much it's going, even the appetizers, how long it's going to take. And it was going to take over an hour. Why they don't tell you this beforehand? Right? So, we had 3 waters. That's all we had. I paid for that and I left. And then, well, then the other people start leaving too, which is sad for them. But they need to learn. They need to learn how to run a business and understand that the customer, there is a matter of communication that needs to be there. There's a matter of respect. And us as customer, we also have to have respect for ourselves and stand our ground, not be condescending and just waiting for things to come and then just complaining about it. You also have to value you, yourself, and your time. And this was a major waste of my time, for example. So I hope they learn. I really do, but it's a real mess.